Hi friends, today we'll discuss about TDS, tax deducted at source. So tax deducted at source means collecting tax on income where source is there. So for example, if you are employee, you are getting a salary. So who is paying the salary? Company is paying. So income is generating at company level. So they have to deduct TDS. Same way, if you are paying a rent, then you have to deduct the TDS, then you have to pay the rent. Same way, banks also will deduct the TDS. When customer has a deposited and he'll get some interest, that interest attracts TDS. So bank, before going to the customer account, they have to deduct the TDS, then only it should be payable to the customer. Where source is there, there itself you have to deduct the TDS. So interest on deposits, TDS should be deducted by the bank. Salaries, companies has to deduct before being to the employees. So in all the scenarios, we have to deduct the TDS. As a bank, we have to deduct the TDS when you are paying a interest on deposits. Interest income received from deposit. Company or a person making a payment is required to deduct tax at source. So already we are deducted. So bank, before paying interest to the customer, they have to deduct the TDS, then only net amount should be payable to the customer. So what is the limit? If I get 1000 rupees as interest on deposit, whether we have to deduct the TDS? No. As per income tax rules, at present 40,000 in a financial year. If a customer is getting interest on multiple accounts, if the amount is less than 40,000 in a financial year, bank need not deduct any TDS. If your amount is crossed 40,000 in a financial year, TDS will be deducted for entire amount. So if your total interest on deposit in a financial year 39,000, then will not deduct any TDS. If it is 41,000, we'll deduct TDS for 41,000. So financial year, from 1st April to 31st March. Up to 40,000, no TDS. After 40,000, TDS for the entire amount. So is there any option to avoid the TDS? Yes, it is available. If your interest income is more than 40,000 in a financial year, but if your income is below the taxable limit, then you can give a 15H or 15G form not to deduct tax. So these forms should be filled and given to the bank by the customer. If you are a general public, you can give a 15G form and 15H by the senior citizens. These forms should be filled and given to the bank, so that even though your interest is more than 40,000, bank will not deduct any TDS. So what is the declaration you are giving 15H or 15G? Even though I am getting interest on income is more than 40,000, but my income is below taxable limits. So please don't deduct TDS on my interest. So these are called 15H and 15G. Once 15H or 15G submitted by the customer, no TDS will be deducted on your interest income. And these 15H, 15G should be submitted every financial year. If your deposit is open for 5 years, every year you are to submit 15H or 15G depending on your customer status. So already we have discussed, senior citizens can submit 15H, normal public can submit 15G, not to deduct TDS. Already we have discussed, like if your interest is more than 40,000, in my example I have taken 41,000. If it is TDS is 10%, then we'll deduct the 4,100. But if it is 39,000, will not deduct any TDS. My interest income is more than 40,000, and if I get some huge amount, whether TDS will be deducted or not? No. Here also we have a maximum cap. If your interest income exceeds 2.5 lakhs for a normal individuals in a financial year, even though you have submitted a 15G, TDS will be deducted for the entire amount. If your example, if you are getting 3 lakhs rupees, for the entire 3 lakhs rupees, TDS will be deducted. In the same case, if you are a senior citizen, if you are given a 15H, even though if your interest income is more than 3 lakhs, TDS will be deducted for the entire amount. In these scenarios, your 15H or 15G is not applicable. How this TDS portion will be applicable for the single account or joint account? So normally this TDS will be applicable to primary account holder. If it is a single account, same person will be applicable. So this TDS certificate will be issued on the primary account holder name only. So if your account is opened A and B, A will be the primary holder. For all the TDS calculation purpose or issuing certificate, A is the primary account holder. So TDS will be applicable to A only. Is the TDS rate is same for all the categories of people? You have a trust, you have HUF, individuals and companies. No, it will differ from one category to another category. For example, these are the examples only I have given for individuals 10%, companies 7.5%. This will be keep on changing from one financial year to another financial year and one category to another category. So interest certificate, yes, in a financial year you have multiple accounts and you got a multiple interest from multiple accounts. So one interest certificate will be issued to one customer in a financial year. So during the financial year, whatever the interest is paid on individual account, will calculate and will issue a interest certificate to the customer by the bank. So interest certificate, what is the details available in your interest certificate? It will be financial year, which financial year this interest certificate is issued, customer name and address, list of the deposits, interest earned on each deposit and total interest deposit, and one certification will be given to the customer. So whatever the TDS certificate is also the same way, but you will have a TDS portion also. You will have every deposit account and you have a what is the interest earned and what is the TDS deducted by the bank. So for the entire financial year and what is the total amount deducted, that will be the TDS certificate will be issued to the customer by the bank. The same way you can see the particulars in your TDS certificate: financial year, customer name and address, list of deposits, interest earned on each account, total interest and TDS deducted on each account, and total TDS deducted will be available in your TDS certificate issued by the bank. Thank you friends. If you like my video, please subscribe and share with your friends.